I stared at my phone screen in the dim glow of our bedroom lamp, heart slamming against my ribs like a trapped animal. There she was, my wife, Sarah, pressed shoulder to shoulder with her ex, Mark, in a cozy booth at that Italian place downtown. Her head tilted back in laughter, his arm draped casually around her, fingers brushing her bare shoulder. The caption, "Old friends, new memories." Red heart, posted 2 hours ago, while I was stuck late at the office. My thumb hovered over the like button, but bile rose in my throat instead. How the hell was this okay? We'd been married 5 years. High school sweethearts turned life partners. Sarah was the one who made our cramped apartment feel like home, with her infectious smile and the way she'd curl into me on the couch after a long day. But lately, things felt off. Little things, her phone buzzing at odd hours, quick smiles at texts she wouldn't share, extra girls' nights, that left her coming home flushed and distant. I'd chalked it up to stress. Her job as a graphic designer was demanding, and we'd been talking about starting a family. Denial is a warm blanket until it starts smothering you. That night, I waited up. The clock ticked past midnight when the front door clicked open. Sarah slipped in, heels in hand, her hair tousled like she'd been caught in a breeze, or something more intimate. "Hey babe," she said, pecking my cheek with lips that smelled faintly of red wine. "You didn't have to wait." I forced a smile, but my voice came out tighter than I intended. "Saw your post. Looks like you had fun with Mark." She paused, mid-step toward the kitchen, then laughed lightly. "Oh, that. Yeah, we ran into each other at lunch. Caught up on old times. No big deal." Lunch. The pic looks like dinner. And that heart emoji. It's a bit much, don't you think? Her eyes narrowed, that familiar spark of defensiveness igniting. "God, Alex, it's just a photo. If you're jealous, that's your issue. Mark's ancient history. We're adults. I can have friends." Her words hit like a slap, echoing in the quiet apartment. Jealous? Maybe I was, but it wasn't baseless. Mark was the guy she'd dated before me, the one who got away in her stories, always with a wistful tone. I'd trusted her. Blindly, stupidly. But as she stormed off to bed, leaving me on the couch with a knot in my gut, suspicion took root. Was this paranoia, or the first crack in our foundation? The next morning, over coffee, I tried to play it cool. "Sorry about last night. I overreacted." She softened, squeezing my hand. "It's fine. I get it. But trust me, okay? I love you." Her words should have soothed me, but they rang hollow. That day at work, I couldn't focus. During lunch, I scrolled through her Instagram again, zooming in on the photo. His hand on her shoulder. Too familiar. And the background, fairy lights strung across the ceiling, the kind they have at Rossi's, not some quick lunch spot. A quick Google confirmed. Rossi's opens at 5 p.m. Lunch. Bullshit. Suspicion festered into action. That evening while she was in the shower, I picked up her phone, unlocked as always, because we have nothing to hide. My hands shook as I opened her messages. There it was, a thread with Mark, going back months. "Missed you today," he'd written last week. Her reply, "Me too. Can't wait for Thursday." Thursday, that was yesterday. Heart pounding, I scrolled further. Emojis, inside jokes, plans for coffee that stretched into evenings. Nothing explicit, but the intimacy screamed. "Remember that night in college?" he'd say. "How could I forget?" Winking face, she'd respond. Denial cracked, anger simmered beneath the surface. Who was this woman I'd married? I confronted her that night, phone in hand. "What's this, Sarah? Can't wait for Thursday?" That wasn't lunch. She froze, towel wrapped around her, water dripping from her hair. "You went through my phone? That's low, Alex. Don't turn this on me. You've been lying." Her face crumpled, but not in guilt, more like frustration. "It's not what you think. We're just friends. Reconnecting. You know how lonely I've been feeling lately." Lonely. We talk every day. Or at least I thought we did. My voice broke, betrayal twisting like a knife. Is there more? Have you? No, she snapped, but her eyes darted away. God, why are you so insecure? The argument escalated, words flying like shrapnel. She accused me of smothering her. I called her out on the secrecy. By the end, we slept in separate rooms, the silence heavier than any shout. Over the next weeks, the clues piled up like unpaid bills. A receipt for 2 at a hotel bar crumpled in her purse. Perfume I didn't recognize clinging to her clothes. Late nights at the office, when her location shared showed her downtown. I became a detective in my own marriage, hating myself for it. Heartbreak gnawed at me, nights staring at the ceiling, replaying our vows, wondering where it went wrong. Was it my fault? Had I been too focused on work, too complacent? Denial gave way to anger. I followed her one evening, tailing her car to a park bench where Mark waited. They hugged, too long, too tight. She laughed at something he said, her hand on his knee. I snapped a photo from afar, evidence burning in my pocket. That night, I laid it all out. I saw you. With him. This ends now, Sarah. Tell me the truth. Tears streamed down her face as she collapsed onto the couch. Okay. Fine. It started innocently. Coffee, catching up. But I felt seen again, Alex. Alive. You've been so distant, buried in your job. Mark listens. He gets me. Listens. That's your excuse for cheating. Rage boiled over, but beneath it, the collapse of trust hit hardest. Our life together, built on shared dreams, late-night talks, the promise of forever, shattered. It's not physical. Not yet, she whispered, but the yet was a death knell. Motivations spilled out, her fear of settling, the spark faded in our routine. Understandable, maybe, in some twisted way. Humans crave excitement, validation. But it didn't excuse the betrayal. I moved out that weekend, crashing at a friend's. The divorce papers followed, a cold formality to our emotional wreckage. In the quiet aftermath, heartbreak lingered, mixed with a strange relief. I'd loved her deeply, flaws and all, but trust once broken is like shattered glass, sharp edges everywhere. Months later, scrolling through social media, I saw her post, engaged to Mark, that same cozy smile. It stung, but it also freed me. Betrayal teaches you to guard your heart, but it doesn't have to harden it. I reflected on us, 2 people who grew apart, 1 who strayed. Life goes on, scars and all. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real closure. Knowing you survived the fall.